Hello there, choir students. This is Mrs. Casanelli, and today I'm going to be showing you some resources for your vocalist research. In the process of doing research today, we might run across primary sources, secondary, or tertiary sources. Probably most students start with the tertiary source, which is like an encyclopedia, but then to make your research more interesting and authentic, it would be great to go to magazines or news articles or even videos of the person you are researching so you can learn more specifics about their life. So to access our library databases, I created this short URL. It's bit.ly/BSD research. And when you put in that short URL, it will expand to, this document here that has all the different databases that are provided by the Beaverton School District. And I think the ones that are going to be most helpful for your research is to start here in the biography and context, because this is just specifically about people. But you might also want to look in the high school Gale and context, or even look at EBSCO. In order to use any of these user databases, you will need to know that usernames and password. This link here takes you to a document that has all the usernames and passwords for every single one of the databases that we have here in the Beaverton School District. I highly suggest that you come here and go File, Make a Copy, and then that way you'll have a copy of this password list in your Google Drive. So like I said, the ones that I recommended were Biography and Context, Gale High School, or EBSCO. So let's take a minute and see how those work. So if I come here to Biography and Context, I'm going to have to know the password. So let's look it up on the document. The word is Griffith. And then from there, you will sign in, and this will show a database of all different kinds of people, not just musicians. And so I'm going to show you this technique right here called Browse People. What it will do is it will put different people into categories, which might make it easier if you're still deciding who to do. But I'm going to choose a category right here. And look at, there's like entertainers and journalists and musicians, but I also saw that there are singers. So what it will do is it will take this huge list of all the people and then just show you people who are singers. And then this might be a good place to decide who you're going to research by looking at this pretty comprehensive list of people here. So if I was interested in Bob Marley, I could click on this link right here. And what this company has done is it gives you a quick research starter to start right here. And then it provides all these other secondary sources for you, like audio interviews and news articles and magazine articles. And in addition to this opening one here, which is probably a good place to start as a research starter. And this would be from a tertiary source. This is the Encyclopedia of Popular Culture. So let me go back to my slideshow and show you some things that are really helpful when you are on a database. Now, the Gale in Context Biography database and the Gale High School in Context, they work exactly the same way. So when you get into an article, here are some of the things that you might want to know. There is citations provided for each article, whether it's from an encyclopedia or a newspaper or a magazine or video. There's also this something called a permalink. If you wanted to save this link to get directly back to this article so you don't have to search for it again. Some helpful features are the translation tool, the zoom in tool, and the text to speech tool. You do have this ability to do some highlighting and take notes right on your article, which can be really helpful because after you are done doing that, you can save your article directly to Google Drive, and all of these notes and highlights will be captured with the article and placed in your Google Drive. Most articles also provide some related articles or other subjects to look at. So up here is your citation in MLA. There's a long article here. It will go through, this is a good place to come and learn about your artist and like what bands they were in, what was their legacy, how did they influence music. And also at the bottom of the article will also be another place to get the citation for this. This particular article even gives you like other books and online places to find. But once you find one tertiary source, I think it would be really helpful if you went back and looked at some of the other secondary sources that are provided, maybe something else besides an encyclopedia. A lot of these might have the same information. But if you come down here to listen to an audio file or look at a magazine article, now it's going to probably depend whether your person is living or not. In this particular case, there's been a lot of recent news about Bob Marley because it would have been his 75th birthday. When you do save an article to Google Drive, what the computer will do is it will place in your drive a folder called Gale in Context Biography, and then your article will be placed right in there. And then when you open up the article, it will be the full article from the database, including the citation, and any highlights that you did would also be included on that document. So this is super helpful. I always encourage students to just go ahead and save multiple documents, whether you end up using them or not. I'm encouraging you to not just search the person's name every time. Instead of Bob Marley, you might try different search terms like reggae or Jamaica music, or even the name of his band, the Wailers. If you do find a results, if you do search just by magazines, you can search and do additional search within those results. So you can look through all the magazine articles for a specific word. Each of these all have the permalink and highlight features. Here's just a quick screenshot. You can see of the other two databases. The Gale in Context High School, the results look almost exactly the same. On this particular one, you're going to probably find a lot more academic journals and magazine articles. It might be some of the same sources that you find in biography and context. There is this great feature, though, when you get to a results where you can filter it by subject, you can filter it by date, you can filter it by source, and so that might be something good. And even in EBSCO, even though the results look a little different, the whole filtering is over here on the side panel. It's called a limiter. So you can limit it to a specific date, if a specific source or a specific subject. So that's it for my presentation. I just want to remind you, if you need any assistance, here is my email address, and I'd be happy to work with you or help you find sources for your assignment. Best of luck.